How do you establish credibility? And remember, we're talking about turning around a troubled project. How do you establish credibility? You establish credibility by not only saying, here are my credentials, I'm a PMP. Here are my credentials, I'm a CBAP. What's missing? Annette? Work, and experience is the operative word. Anything else? References? Anything else? Oh, I love that. Okay, I can't give you a hug. Okay. No, how do you pronounce your name? Ludmilla. Were you ever in one of my sessions? Okay, because I thought I saw that something like that name before. Trust. And why did I kind of give her? I'll just pretend to give you a high five on that one. Okay. Why did I give her that? Because trust is central to relationships. Okay, and you must not just rely on your academic credentials, your PMP credentials, your CBAP credentials. You have to get to know people a little bit. And you can't get to know people until you step out and chat a little bit with them and try to establish that relationship. I really like that because as it happens, I don't know if anybody's ever been to my website, but I published something a couple of days ago, the 10 things I look for in people. And you and I are thinking the same thing. The number one thing is trust, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So, how to establish your leadership credibility, and I'm going to jot this down as, these are all tips in step number 1. Do a little credibility inventory, a credibility inventory. So we're still on step 1. I see people taking lots of notes, so this is a good thing, but I'm just putting it up here just in case you don't see it. So do a little credibility inventory, yours, the BAs, the sponsors, but particularly yours if you are responsible for turning around the trouble project. Your expertise, you have some strengths and weaknesses, okay, and your relationships too. Well, okay, you've got some weaknesses. Can you learn it on the job? Or can you learn it by going on a training session, okay, to establish your credibility? Or if you don't have it, where can you get it? Can you recruit it from outside? Okay, and can you get it some other way? So if you like, it's a bit of a problem solving. Credibility is kind of important if you want to turn around a project. Now, I've heard people tell me that sometimes whatever they do, they cannot establish credibility with the business people in a trouble project situation. And I absolutely agree with them in certain circumstances. Can anybody give me any reasons why you wouldn't be able to very easily establish credibility? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So you're coming into somebody, you say, I'm the new project manager, I'm the new business analyst. I'm going to turn around your trouble project, trust me. Right? That trust me. But they don't know you. And even if they get to know you, they may not trust you because 3 project managers before you have said the same thing. You may be actually their so-called savior, if you like, right? But it's hard to get around that. Any ideas of how you get around that? I'm going to give you one near the end of the session. Any ideas? Okay, and you're going to see it later, so I won't put it down now. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, did you say interim lessons learned? So could you just expand on that a bit?
Not formal lessons learned session, but just a regular meeting, unofficial meeting with the SMEs. Do you guys like it more?
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, and actually we're going to be talking about that in another way in a few moments, which is taking a current state analysis, figure out what you've got and what you don't have. So that's what lessons learned is. By the way, if anybody's going to write the PMP exam, the program management exam, any of the other PM exams, that will be on the exam. Lessons learned is very, very important. The one that I'd like to offer you, and I'll go over it later, there was a movie about this. Did anybody see the movie, What About Bob? That was kind of a funny movie, wasn't it? Okay. Do you remember the name of the book that psychiatrist in the movie had? Baby steps. Baby steps. How does baby steps establish credibility? Any ideas? Yeah. Absolutely. Small and simple steps, right? So you say to somebody, and Andy, great observation that you made. You know what? There's a track record. People keep failing. I know I'm a new person on the block, but you can't trust me. But you know what? I don't expect you to trust me. Let me do something to you. A little win, if you like. Okay? Maybe I will put this down here, although it's strictly speaking not part of this particular stage. It's a very important part which contributes to credibilities. I'm going to call it little win or baby steps. And actually, isn't that how relationships are established? Right? You meet somebody for the first time, they're going to have to trust you completely. I really like her point about trust. So you say, just let me prove something to you, okay? What would be an example of a baby step in a project, one of your projects, assuming that one of your projects is in trouble? What would be an example of what you could do to demonstrate that you could that you can succeed? Anybody come up with any examples?
Have a good plan of what you're going to do to bring back where it should be.
So a realistic plan that they understand and that they can buy into. And then within that plan, the first thing that's on the plan, you better stress and strain and make sure that's accomplished. So you got a plan, and the first item on the plan fails, well, that doesn't really do much for your credibility. But if you can get something on your plan that you can achieve, even if it's a tiny thing, then you establish that credibility.